previously on Talk That Talk.
I'm gonna get these all-star band records up in here one day for you, Luke, so you could really like get them
No,
the
that's
questions.
fine.
Okay, cause listen, you know why they don't go to them for help, bro?
Mhm.
I'm proud of All-Star Band because it's like we the children of the corn, we the throwaway kids. You know what I'm saying? You know how many people we asked to practice at your school? Now I was a former teacher, so I understand how things work. Like who gonna be responsible on our campus? If something happened, who gonna be responsible for this? Liability, this, that, and third. But don't sit up here and come on, y'all know y'all the teachers that like the school really trust y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like like you can open the gym on a Saturday and let your kids come play in there without doing all the paperwork that you got to do. We have those type of teachers, those type of principals, but like summer band's been neglected by schools and directors for so long that we just getting out the mud. And now that they're successful and we finding ways to make it work, you know what I'm saying? We doing it without. But I do feel like a lot of people don't reach out because of that same thing. Like they feel like you're gonna look down on me and look you got more credentials than me, so you're not gonna want to come help our summer band. That's a lot of BS. So I'm gonna get them directors up in here for you and let them tell you some of the struggles that they face about getting these summer bands out the ground. Something that simple as practicing, dog. I got so tired of practicing in the park, like in the middle of the park, in the middle of the Magnolia Project. You know what I'm saying? And the only reason why people ain't come and mess with the band or they shooting because they understand. All the gangsters bad heads, everybody bad heads. Like why did I show you 2017? We was practicing in the same park where back that thing I was shot at. We practiced right there, and it was a concert for the city every day. You know what I'm saying? Why we had to go to the park because the school didn't want to let us practice up enough. We take band directors who are part of the program. You know what I'm saying? To who are part of the program to like risk I ain't to put their job on the line, but let us practice in their band rooms because they know all we want to do is play at the end of the day. So that's just
But
my
but the truth is that is putting their job on the line. So
yes.
you have to realize, and I just kind of want to speak for the band directors, and then I know Derek, you got something to say. But one, every school system and every classroom situation ain't created equal, right? You may find a couple of band directors who have a amazing rapport with their admin, and they will let them, hey, here the keys, you good, blah 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 blah. That may just happen, but on average, that ain't happening. There is a liability to that. There are paperwork that you sign. There is so much stuff that goes into that. And especially if you have people who are walking onto that campus who are not even a part of the campus, not a teacher, not a student. There's just so many things that are a part of that puts that director on the line, because it only takes one situation. It don't take 15 situations. It only takes one. And so on that regard, just from what you said, I can understand that. I truly understand that. It's I don't even think it's just a thing against math bands in that particular thought process. I think that people want to keep their check going. So that's what
Hey, that's what I was meaning when I was just talking about like certifications and stuff, not to throw my stuff in front of anybody, because I always tell my kids, hey, you may learn something, the same thing that I'm saying, but they say it differently and it may stick. That's a reality and that happens. But again, when you put in that time and that energy and that money and that, I mean, level of stress just to get there, like you protect that. I mean, that's our livelihood. That's how we take care of our family. It's more than just the culture. You know what I'm saying? And not saying that people part of the mass media don't understand that, but some folks don't. They're like, hey, you wouldn't talk to that kid that way or do this in this certain way if this controlled how you paid rent or how you took care of your family. You would move a little bit differently. And I think sometimes we see that on the college level as well too, with how directors act and move a certain way, because it's a little bit different when you're in that chair and you're responsible
and the
and
thing about
you in that office with that principal and they like, hey, why'd you play that song with, I don't know, was it CeeLo Green, F you in there? Why'd you play that? And then the whole audience said it. You knew what that song said. Why did you do that? You can't explain that. You can't say it's a cultural thing. They go by, hey, we about to suspend you without pay. Next time, there's your job. We're gonna get
and
somebody
there's a
else.
and there's a lot of things when it comes to certification as it relates to an educator that's just totally crazy, right? Like we go through a lot to obtain the certification, but we can easily lose it from the smallest thing. Like here's here's something I talked to somebody about that I don't remember. I don't remember who I was telling about. But here's the thing about teacher certification, right? We go through 4 years, maybe 5 years or more, depending on, you know, what your situation was. But you go through a lot of years. You take you take 2 exams. Some people take 3 because for praxis, you got to take them 2 exams.
They take 2. I
So
know.
it's a lot, right? We get our certification, and you have this thing called a standardized test. I'm just going to break it down to you. If you perform one irregularity on that standardized test, even if it's by mistake, they are cutting your certification. It's tight. Your certification is gone. Now, on the flip side, you have somebody who can randomly just go and decide they want to be a cop, get in it for a couple of months, shoot somebody. They'll be good. They'll be right back on the force in another school, at another precinct. That is the difference between being a teacher and everything else in this world.
That includes not to cut you off, but that includes like alumni band when they come back for homecoming too.
Absolutely.
Like my first year here, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna bring back, alumni, and then I started seeing how like some alumni operate. I was like, not saying that everybody was bad, but I was like, say fam, like, hey, like you smell like a cup, bro. You smell like a pint. Like go at it out. Like and bro, we see it at homecoming at the collegiate level. When they try to have them flags, like, man, I used to play tenor drum at 9-9, and bro, but like you're reeking right now, and we got admin walking around. It's like some people just they mind click back to that zone, and let me give me your drum, and the kid like, what I'm supposed to do. Sometimes that happens, and then a principal will tap you. Hey, come here real quick. Hey, tell him go, or he about to get arrested, and I need to talk to you Monday morning because I need to talk about your systems, how you operate with alumni band. It's crazy, bro. So I mean,
y'all talking about education, and I feel everything y'all saying, but what I'm gonna tell you is that mass band shit ain't paying no mortgage, paying no bills. What I'm saying is the money come first. My livelihood and my life come first. Do I think people should help y'all, help the kids in whatever direction y'all want to go? Is it constructive? Is there some benefit to it? I'm not saying that it's not. But to sacrifice your career, whatever the career is, because some people just don't know how to act, Justin. That's just the reality of this thing.
I get it.
People just don't know how to act.
I'm gonna listen. I was 4 years in New Orleans. Listen, I get it. What I'm saying is simply this: like, for all you, not saying you, but people who have something to say, is mainly like, it's crazy how all y'all understand the struggle, right? Y'all understand the struggle. You come from the culture, and you have like all of this to say. Like, I get it. You're putting your job on the line, but like, my thing is, if you're not helping it, I feel like, shut the hell up. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of these programs, like, we struggle to make this thing happen for the culture. And then it be the people who, not y'all, I'm just saying this, it be the people who act like they're for the culture, but they're not really for the culture. You know me personally, you know I'm not gonna let anything happen with this organization. And you listen, and you still will turn your back, but we the first ones to have some, why they sound like this. We sound this because we were practicing in a damn park. We practicing under the damn shed, and we never could get the right everything for it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. It's, if you feel that way, you know what I'm saying? We done made it work. I don't know too many all-star bands right now besides the new ones that's just starting up. Because some of the schools and some of the people who you actually act like you had to impress, we got their attention now, and they're reaching out to us like, oh, this is a positive thing now. The people who you were scared of. So I'm just coming from just telling you some of the struggles that they go through versus some of the people who actually can help. The little things you can't help, you don't help but have everything to say. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This is the first time, and I mean, we've talked about it a couple times on the show, but I don't have conversations about mass band because I'm not an expert. That's not my area. That's not my area of expertise. It's not something I've had to deal with. It's something new. Some of them sound good. So I'm not saying that there are no benefits. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that there aren't people out here trying to make a difference in these students' lives. In my overall opinion, is that it need to be separated. If it's high school, it need to be high school. If you 100, you need to be with adults, because then that lessens some of this stuff that we was talking about. It does not. 40-year-old man does not need to be in a band with a 15, 10-year-old person. I'm sorry, because I'm not having the same conversations at that age that they are. It's a gap. It is going to be a legit life gap. And so understanding that, it should just be separate to me. If you want to have a college all-star band and let all these college students come together over the summer and crank up and play and sound like whoever they want to, I think that should be fine. They are all adults. There's limited liability there. If there is an all-star band that includes high school students, y'all teaching them, growing them, helping them, getting them acclimated to what it'll be like later, I am completely for that. This mixing of the thing does not do it for me, and that's my major gripe.
Actually, summer band it is for adults, but we let high schools play. If you old enough, mature enough, we even have 8th graders in the band. Your parents approve of it, because if you at a certain age, you got to sign a permission slip. So I get what you're saying. If it was separate, but that's like saying this is the culture, and if you're taking the age group, that's what we brag on it. We're like, all-star band. I'm gonna start speaking for my band. We pretty much the example and leading force of this shit now. From 12 to 60. You know what I'm saying? If we make it work, you know what I'm saying? I get what you're saying is the mind gap and stuff like that. But if you are coming here for one reason to play your music, like we don't have incidents like that. And if we did have, you'll nip that shit in the bud before it starts. I think y'all need to come to some of these. Well, I can't speak for everybody, but our practice and show. Because I can't tell you from your experience, but the bands that I know, all that dumb stuff is not happening. I get it, it's a liability. We've been practicing in the schools now. You know what I'm saying? So I get it, Portia, what you're saying, but that's like, it's the culture. It's a mixture of a community band. And we got all ages up here doing one thing, playing music and keeping this damn culture alive. Now I feel you, like, create a high school version of it for the summer. Yeah, and then create an adult version of it for the summer, but that's just unfortunate. That's not how it is. Maybe if we had the luxury to practice someplace that we could send all the high schools, you know what I'm saying? Or people, take it under their wing. I don't know. That's just not the culture. This how it is. And
I think districts will be more amenable to these are students in this district or who are high school students who have equal stuff to lose. Their major concern is probably not them kids. Their major concern is that these grown people, I have no sanction over them. I cannot do anything to them if they come in here and act a damn fool. There's nothing I can do. So that is probably the biggest piece of it.
I would like to speak about that too. So look, that was for me. So like let's talk about Virginia. They had something last summer, right? I wasn't a part of that, but my students were, and that was part of a motivation for me to get involved because I couldn't stop them from going. I'm not their parents. I'm not telling them not to leave the house. Do that. So why not, be there at least to supervise, see what's going on, see if I can help my input, and maybe me jumping into this will influence some other educators to come be involved, and we can build the infrastructure. We can get some good pedagogy going on during rehearsal, and make sure we can supervise these adults. Because once I see, I'm me personally, if I go and it hasn't happened. If I go to a rehearsal and I see something happening out of line with an adult, I'm pulling my kids out. I'm gonna call their parents. I'm telling them, hey, they can't come here no more. That's me. If I see that's out of line and it cannot be controlled. But that's also because I'm there. I can see that. I can witness that. If I'm not there, man, me personally, I look at my students as my children. I really want to protect them. I want the best for them. And I feel like if they're involved with something that they like doing, I feel like, man, at least let me get some part of involvement with it too, to supervise, make sure they're doing it the right way. That was my motivation for doing it, is to make sure it's being done the right way. And even the people that are trying to start it, like everybody's not an educator that leads that group. However, the input that I can give to them, and I'm still a young educator myself, I have a limited amount of years, but whatever, mentorship I can give to the people that's trying to do good, I want to be able to do that. And I will hope some other educators that are more veteran than me will come behind once they see, okay, we got something good going on. Let's go help these young educators out, or young future educators, young students out. I think it takes somebody to take that leap in order to get it going. Justin was saying it before. He was like how it was a lot of people down there hating on it at first, but now they're getting a good product out. They got people behind it. It's going to take some people to take the heat.
Is the people who they act like they're so scared. Like I'm a teacher, and it's like we have band directors who are in our all-star band who with their kids. So I'm a band director. I played tuba in college. My whole tuba section is here. I just don't understand.